Welcome to another Verbling class. Today's class is called Academic English. We're going to learn about a man who was sent or convicted of a crime that was to be sent to prison. However, he didn't actually go to prison. All right, so this is about a judge that freed a man who was arrested because of a mistake. So when he was convicted of a crime, he was sentenced to 13 years. Hello, Raphael.
Hey, Simon.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How the heck are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. A little bit tired, but I'm okay. Ready for another exciting week.
Really?
At least I'm trying to be positive.
Yeah, well, I had a long weekend. Now I think I get a long week.
It's funny because you get more tired on Mondays than Fridays. It's a little strange.
Yeah, it was a very busy Friday for me too. So, well, anyways, we're here on Monday, and we have Jonathan. Hello, Jonathan. How are you?
Hi, Teacher Simo. How are you? I am fine, thank you.
Good. How is your week?
Oh, my week was very quiet.
Quiet.
On my family. With my
So
family.
you spent time with your family?
Sadly.
Sadly. Well, okay, so you
I saw one or two movies
Okay, good.
about mystery, only that.
So you must live with a lot of family then.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually people who have a lot of family close by, well, they get tired of family. Those who enjoy family are those who don't have family close by. So welcome, Jonathan. And Hyde from Japan, how are you this morning?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Good to see you.
End of holidays, so called Golden Week.
Yeah, it's the end of my holidays too, although in 2 weeks I'll have another holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, Hyde. And Joseph, welcome back.
Oh, hi, Simon. How are you?
Good, thanks. How was dinner tonight?
Oh, I'm not gonna have dinner.
No?
No. Uh, I'm gonna drink some water or.
You want a diet?
No.
Because
It's
no.
for my stomach. I'm not feeling so good.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, we'll try to have a bit of fun today. I've got an interesting article for everybody to read. Hi, Kate. Yeah, you need to unmute yourself, Kate. All right, we'll come back to Kate later. Miriam, how are you, Miriam?
Great. And you?
I'm good, but you said great, this way. I'm great.
Well, I'm really fine.
You're fine. Okay, that's better. Because normally if we're great, we say, I'm great. So welcome to class. And we also have Tito. Hello, Tito.
Hello, Simon. How are you?
I'm good. How is school?
Sorry, how was what?
Is school great?
No, I'm working now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you're studying right now.
No, I finished my studies last year, and this is my first year after graduation. So, trying to find a good job.
Well, I'm saying right now you're in class, so that makes it sound like you're studying.
Yep, sorry.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So academic English, for those of you that aren't aware, is where we take turns reading a story, a newspaper story. The main goal of this class is not to read. Yes, you get to read, and yes, you get to listen. But what you're really supposed to do is understand, focus on the meaning, the theme of the story, the main people in the story. If you come across a word that you don't understand, don't focus on it. By focusing on that word, you stop listening to everything else said after that. Okay? Trust me, you'll learn more if you don't get hung up on certain words. It's different if you're reading a book at home, but if you're listening to others, it makes it more difficult. Okay, so what I would like everybody to do is go ahead and open Google Drive. It's located on the left side of the screen, and it looks like a strange triangle. Thanks, honey. All right, because I'm going to paste the newspaper article in there so we have better control over the size of the text and it's easier to read. So we'll start from left to right, on my screen at least, and we'll have Hyde go first. Hyde, can you read us the title of the story, please?
Judge frees man that clerical error kept from prison.
Very good. Clerical.
Clerical
Air.
error,
Claire.
clear,
Okay, let's try that again. So watch my mouth. Air.
air,
Good. Claire.
clear,
Clerical.
clerical,
Perfect. All right, so judge frees man that clerical error kept from prison. Okay? If you don't know what clerical is, don't get hung up on clerical. An error that kept a man from prison. Does that make any sense?
Only error in a formula or some.
What did the judge do to the man?
Judge what's it? Free means released.
Yeah, he released or freed the man. But was the man in prison?
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at the last part of the sentence. Isn't it confusing? Doesn't the sentence really say that kept from prison?
Mm-hmm.
How can you free a man that wasn't in prison? Guys, that is not a grammar mistake. Let's read more to find out more. Jonathan, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Okay, teacher. Charleston Moe, a Missouri man who didn't go to prison for more than a decade because of a clerical error, can go home to his family. I use Rule Monday.
Okay. So let's take a look at some of the words here. Now, where it says Charleston, MO, that's short for Missouri. Okay, MO is a state abbreviation for Missouri. Okay, let me hear you say the word ruled.
Rolled.
Rule.
Rule.
Ruled.
Ruled.
Better. Clerical. Clerical.
What word? Okay, thank you. Clerical.
Perfect. Okay, thank you. Joseph, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Okay. Cornelius Mike Anderson, then 23, helped rob the assistant manager of Burger King in the Saint Louis suburb of Saint Charles, MO,
Missouri.
Missouri, in 1999, and in 2000 he was sentenced to 13 years in prison, but the order to report for incarceration never came, even though he had asked his then lawyer when it would happen.
Okay, excellent. Joseph, what does the word incarceration mean? Joseph, what does incarceration mean?
To release the man.
No, the opposite.
Okay.
Incarceration is a noun. And it is the state of being confined to prison. It's imprisonment, right? So if we incarcerate somebody, we put them in prison. It's the state of being in prison. If you're in prison or in jail, you're incarcerated. Let me hear you say the word years.
Years.
Very good. Excellent. And what does it mean if I say rob?
Steal.
Rob.
Steal.
Yeah, to steal. He helped rob. It's not the name of a person. It means to steal.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right. Junior.
Sorry, Simon. Is it rob a verb in the sentence?
Okay, well, what do you think?
We can say helped the robbery.
Okay, but in this case, he helped, so we're already talking about the past tense, rob. So does it act like a verb?
We can say robbing the assistant.
Yeah. Okay, in this case, rob is a verb, and it's to steal, to take away. So yes, it's fine to use it there as a verb.
Okay.
Okay. To say helped rob, it's modifying rob, right? That means he probably wasn't the only person doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So Junior, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Yeah, in the years since, Anderson started his own construction-related business, got married, divorced, married again, had 3 children, and became father to a stepchild. Anderson, now 37, also coached youth football and volunteered at his church in Webster Groves, Missouri.
Excellent. Are you from Brazil, Junior?
Yeah,
How do you think I guessed that?
sorry.
How do you think
I
I
don't-
guessed that you're from Brazil?
How I'm feeling.
Okay. What part of Brazil are you from?
I am from São Paulo.
Excellent. Well, I would like you to repeat a few words for me. Construction.
Construction.
What does construction mean?
Construction is building.
Yeah,
things.
build.
Yes.
Let me hear you say the word divorced.
Divorced.
No, divorced.
Divorce.
Yeah, okay. So, very important in English, and I recommend joining me on my pronunciation class tomorrow. But we never, ever, ever in English pronounce the ED.
Yeah.
When it's used as a suffix. Okay.
Okay.
What are the 3 sounds? Oops, that's spelled wrong. What are the 3 sounds that we use when we say the ED suffix?
Sorry, I don't understand.
T-song,
The T. Yeah. What else?
the schwa song,
These three sounds. Okay. Now, I'll have a separate class on this. I don't want to get into too many details, but the only times we say id is when the root of the word ends in a T or D. Okay? So divorce, coach do not end in a T. So it's divorced, coached. Okay? Married. So there's T's and D sounds only. Okay, so I'll just leave you with that for now. Let me get the next paragraph.
Okay.
This one's a short one. Let's see, who is next? Kate, could you please read the next paragraph? Okay, I think you're still on mute because I see your lips moving, but I can't hear you. No, can anybody else hear Kate?
No.
All right,
No.
Kate. All right, so it's not just me, Kate. Nobody else can hear you. I can see that you no longer have mute set, so it might just be a setting on your computer. Tell you what, Kate, I'll skip you for now. Keep playing around with it, and when we do hear you speaking, we can switch back to you, okay? All right, Miriam, could you read that short paragraph, please?
Okay. Day by day, month by month, year by year, time passed and they never picked me up. He told the Associated Press last month.
Okay, past.
Passed.
Past.
Passed.
Better, past. Okay, let me find the next paragraph. See, some are lucky. You get long paragraphs, some of you get short. It's just the luck of the draw. Here we go. All right. Raphael, could you read that paragraph, please?
In July, when Anderson's original prison sentence was supposed to have ended, someone at the Missouri Department of Corrections realized he never had been put behind bars. 8 U.S. Marshals arrived one morning at his home and took him away. He had been in Southeast Correctional Center here ever since, 150 miles away from his wife and children.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. What does it mean, or what does behind bars mean?
In jail.
Yeah. In jail, in prison, you're locked up. Not fun. All right. Tito, next paragraph, please.
Hey, you've been a good father, you've been a good husband, you've been a good tax-paying citizen of the state of Missouri, said Judge Terry Lynn Brown of Missouri's 33rd
33rd.
Yeah, 33rd Judicial Circuit Court in Charleston, Missouri, that lead me to believe that you are a good man and a changed man.
Okay, good. 33rd.
33rd
Judicial. Circuit. Very good. Okay, we're getting to the end of this story, and then we'll have a great discussion. We'll have a conversation. Next paragraph, and I guess, Tito, you just had your turn, so hi, back to you, a longer paragraph this time.
The judge said Anderson would be given credit for the 4,794 days between when he was convicted and when he was arrested last year, and allowed him to walk out of the courtroom with his wife and 3-year-old daughter on one arm and his grandmother on the other.
Okay, great. Hyde, what is the difference between arrested and convicted?
Arrested is only simply caught, being caught. Convicted is before sentenced.
Yes. Okay. Very good. So arrested means the police have picked you up. You don't have a choice here. The police come to your door and they take you, put handcuffs on you, and drive you away. You don't have choice here. Convicted means you've gone to trial and a judge, jury, or some other body has sentenced you. You've been found guilty. Again, not a fun thing. Whether you're innocent or not, being convicted is not fun. Okay, next paragraph, please, Jonathan.
As the judge announced his decision during a hearing that took 10 minutes, about 10 of Anderson's relatives broke out in sobs and cried. Anderson started straining ahead, but David turned from his eyes. Afterward, he hugged his toddler daughter.
Okay, let me hear you say the word judge.
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 Okay, better. During.
Could you point me the...
Okay, they're highlighted. These words are highlighted. During.
During. Okay, thank you.
Better.
During.
Relatives.
Relative.
Excellent. Relatives. Don't forget the S.
Relative.
Better. Straight.
Straight.
Yeah, good. I heard the T there. Straight.
Straight.
Afterward.
Afterwards.
Much better. Excellent. Joseph, hello, sir. Joseph, your paragraph is right there.
In February, Anderson's lawyers filed an appeal calling his
Hold on, guys. If somebody else is reading and you want to read aloud as well, just keep yourself on mute so you don't distract the other student. Go ahead, Joseph.
unfair and unjust, and asked Missouri Gov. J. Nixon to commute the sentence or grant clemency. Last month, an online petition to free Anderson received more than 35,000 signatures on Change.org.
Okay, great. What does the word signature mean?
It is when you write down your sign.
When you sign your name, yeah.
Yeah.
What does clemency mean?
Clemency, to forgive him.
Yeah, kind of. It's a noun. Clemency means to forgive, but in the context, in this case, of mercy, right? To give mercy, or Commute the sentence. What does commute mean?
Change.
Yeah. Right? Change the sentence. Basically, stay it. All right, let me hear you say the word lawyers.
Lawyers.
Filed.
Filed.
Excellent. Online.
Online.
Okay, this abbreviation here is short for governor.
Governor.
Yeah. Whenever you're reading something, certain abbreviations like the US, you can just say the US. But most people generally, when they see abbreviations and they're reading aloud, they will say the entire word. Because it sounds weird to say Missouri Gov, J. Nixon. Most people would read it as Missouri Governor, J. Nixon. Well done, Joseph.
Okay, teacher. Governor.
Governor.
Yeah.
Governor.
Governor.
Perfect. All right, next paragraph. Junior.
Even State Attorney General Chris Koster seemed inclined to find a solution to resolve what he called a difficult situation.
Thank you. Junior, which words have I highlighted?
Seemed inclined. I don't know what means.
Well, all these words have an ed ending.
Yeah.
Since the root does not have a T or a D, then they would have a T or D sound, right?
Okay.
So let me hear you say seemed.
Seemed.
Perfect. Inclined.
Inclined.
Called.
Called.
Okay, now I'm going to read the entire sentence, and you'll notice I'm not as harsh with the D. Even State Attorney General Chris Koster seemed inclined to find a solution to resolve what he called a difficult situation. Okay?
I take out the E and say...
Yeah. There never is an E. Let's take a look up here again. Okay?
Okay.
We never ever say ED. It's never called. If anything, it's id, right? So, and, if we put that in the past tense, it would be and id, not and ed, right? It's never and ed.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple of words would be like interested,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So, if there's a T or a D, it'll have the id sound. If not, it'll have a T or D, right?
Mm-hmm.
Voiced or unvoiced.
Okay.
All right, the last paragraph, Miriam.
Okay. In court Monday, Michael Spillane, a Missouri Assistant Attorney General, told Brown that he should consider the seriousness of Anderson's crime, but also Anderson's behavior over the 13 years of his freedom and the impact that imprisonment would have on his family.
Okay, very good. So as you can see, there's two spellings of behavior, the American and the British. Okay, Miriam, let me hear you say the word attorney.
Attorney.
A. Tur. Ni.
Ni.
Attorney.
Attorney.
Very good. General.
General.
Gen.
Gen.
Al.
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 General.
General.
Much better. Excellent. Okay, that's it, guys. We've finished reading. Now the next half of the class, the bottom half. What's the story about? Let's start off with Hyde. I want you guys to think about the story and what happened. And here's another bit of practice you guys get to do. We get to do some writing. So you just see I typed writing section. So Hyde, I'd like you to tell me what the story's about and write some of it down as well. Write some of the key points.
A man was arrested and suspected of the crime. He was suspected as helping rob to other person, but it was wrong. It's a mistake of some.
Can you write some of that down, Hyde?
Down?
Yeah, write it. Where it says writing section. Can you write it here?
Mm-hmm. Where can I write?
Right here. See, go right to the very end of the document.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I say, it says please write here?
Okay.
I should say below here.
Below here.
So right down there. Gives you guys a chance to practice some writing as well. So yeah, what Hyde was saying is a man was arrested. And notice that, Junior, is another ed word. And we have a T, so it's pronounced id. A man was arrested. Very good, Hyde. Excellent. One good point. Jonathan, can you add another point? Can you write out a point for us?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, let's see what else Jonathan can add to this story.
Okay, teacher. Do you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
A man was at prison. Yeah, we could also say he, oh, wrong line. He was in jail. Okay. Now, in this case, I don't believe he was in prison. Was he in prison, guys, or was he arrested and put in jail?
He wasn't in jail.
He wasn't.
Yeah. He was free for many time.
Can you write that for me, please? So we're saying that a man was arrested, that he was in prison or jail, and somebody else is saying he wasn't arrested for a long time. If you could go ahead and write that, please. Yeah, academic English, it's more than just reading and listening. You get to do a bit of writing and a bit of conversation as well. That's good, Hyde. Yeah, feel free to add some more points to your section. He committed a crime. Yes, he did. What crime was that?
He helped rob.
Yes.
Burger King assistant.
Okay, very good. He helped rob. Let me just make a quick change here. Okay, and Hyde's saying he was sentenced to 13 years in prison. All right, let me just fix this word here, sentence. And add to there as well, a preposition. Okay, very good. So I agree with Hyde. He was arrested. He was sentenced to 13 years in prison. Okay. And then let's take a look at the last sentence here. He committed a crime. He helped rob a Burger King. Okay. So let me just make a few grammar changes here. I don't want to do too much of grammar here, but you've got a few sentences. They're actually two separate sentences. he committed a crime. He helped rob a Burger King. Okay? So that's true. So somebody else said, well, he was in jail or in prison. But you're saying he wasn't in jail. So what happened here, guys? I need more info. Who else would like to volunteer some information? Tito.
Yeah, okay. He had just a moment. He convicted for 4,079 for 794 days, and then he arrested. And then the judge, the attorneys tried to give the judge that he was a good and had a good behavior after his crime, and tried to find a solution with the difficult situation.
Okay, are you just reading?
No.
Okay. So what I would like you to do is, you've given us a lot of good points. Can you type them out for us, please?
Yeah, okay.
And Raphael, what can you tell us?
Writing or speaking?
Sorry?
Do I have to write or speak?
Both.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and tell me, and then you can write it after you've told me.
Okay. Well, he was convicted to a crime, to a robbery. He was sentenced, but he hadn't received the arrest warrant.
That's a very important piece of information, isn't it?
And he stayed free. He started a family. He started his own business, and started living a respectful life.
Excellent. Could you write that down, please?
Okay.
Miriam, what else can you tell us?
Let's see. For me, the whole process means a too long fiscal process that happened when this man just waited to be picked up by the police.
Okay, go ahead, and if you could also type that out as well, Miriam. Tito, you haven't written your sentences yet. Could you write your sentences as well?
I have no ability to write in the Google Drive, so I write in on the chat, and then I will send it to you.
Okay, so send it into the chat, and then I will copy it into the document.
Okay.
All right, so let me just take a look here. So he committed a crime. He helped rob a Burger King. Yes, that's true. Let's take a look down here at the last sentence that Raphael is typing. He was convicted for a robbery, was sentenced to 13 years in prison, comma, but he hadn't, or didn't, let's change that to didn't receive the arrest warrant. Okay. Well, I don't know that he necessarily didn't receive the arrest warrant. I wonder if somebody else knows. Who was supposed to receive the arrest warrant?
His lawyer.
No, his lawyer's not going to have him arrested, right? His lawyer's there to defend him. It's in the story. Who is supposed to receive the arrest warrant?
The man.
Which man?
Convict.
Let's take a look here. Let's see, look further.
Alison.
Anderson.
Anderson.
Hmm.
In the year since Anderson started his own construction-related business. So no, he's not going to arrest himself, right? Okay. So we know that he robbed a prison. That's very good. But the order to report to incarceration, so the order to go to jail, wasn't received. Okay? So I would change this, but the...
Oh, so the police received the...
order, well, somebody in the judicial system, right? But the order to incarcerate him did not or was not sent. Okay? So just that little bit of a change there. Whoops. But very well done. Your grammar was excellent. Few mistakes. 2 commas, perfect use. Very well done. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, Miriam. Let's see. He waited to be picked up by the police for a very long time. I would actually say he waited for a very long time to be picked up by police, but it's, you know, that's fine. It's just changing the clauses. This could be an example of...
I don't know if it's wording. It's like a fiscal process that takes a lot of time to be.
I think what you say. This is the example of... Well, you could say this. It could be an example of a very long wait, right? But I think there's a legal term that refers to due process, or to be the right to a fair and quick trial, right?
Right.
So this time he waited to be arrested, he lived an exemplary life. Yeah, very good, guys. I mean, you got the essence of the story, but we're just missing a few more points. Okay? When was he arrested? This is the next piece. Who can tell me when he was arrested?
2013.
Sorry?
2013.
Okay, so yes, but I'm looking for something else. What triggered his arrest? He was arrested when somebody discovered something.
1999.
Okay, so let me clarify. He was initially arrested in 1999, but after he was convicted, he was then later arrested in 2013, right? So when he was arrested in 2013, I want to know what triggered that arrest.
Someone at the Missouri Department of Corrections realized he had never been jailed.
Realized on somebody... Oh, that's not how you spell someone. Someone or somebody realized that he
had never been in jail.
Was never incarcerated when he was due to be released. Well, that's not how you spell released. See, I'm tired. I'm making mistakes. Okay, again, we have 2 spellings here.
Teacher,
British and American.
teacher, it's better that you only write, because the page is not stable. It's putting lightning.
I disagree. Now, if you're seeing lightning, you might need to restart your computer. I had that happen last week. I don't know why it happens, but every now and then it will flash.
Yes.
Okay. What I would do is restart your computer. The next time we go into class, it'll probably disappear. It happened to me as well. But no, I want to have everybody participate. I want to have you guys speaking. I want to have you listening, writing, and comprehending. In my classes, I want you guys to work, and I don't want you to be bored waiting every 10 minutes for a chance to speak. So this is how I keep you guys, keep your minds alert, and hopefully give you the best experience you can get. So I do apologize. It is a technical glitch with Google. If you want, you could try and closing your browser and come back in. But I know it happens from time to time. Okay, so we've just spent the last 50 minutes talking about the story. And we just found out that the only time he was arrested in 2013, or the reason he was arrested in 2013, is when they realized he was due to be released and nobody had went to arrest him. So what did they do? How many people did they send to pick him up? How many people arrested him the second time? It's in the story. How many people?
8
8 what?
marshals.
Yeah. Does that seem like overkill?
So really strange. It looks like a serial killer or something better, worse.
So essentially, this guy was never arrested and has been leading a relatively normal life, and they thought, well, the best thing to do is to send 8 U.S. Marshals after this guy. 8.
Like a terrorist or something.
It's a little crazy. One guy, 8 guys to arrest him. I guess there isn't much crime going on in that state that they can afford to send 8 U.S. Marshals. Hyde, what do you think about this story? Do you think it's fact or fiction?
Fact.
Okay, good. What about you, Joseph? Fact or fiction? Joseph, you're on mute. Oh, we lost Joseph. Junior, fact or fiction, this story?
Sorry, teacher.
Is this story fact or fiction?
Fact.
Okay. Miriam, how about you?
I think it's a fact.
Does anybody think it's fiction?
The only thing that I think is fiction, that 8 marshals went to arrest him.
Yeah, you might think that, and you know, it does sound really bizarre, but I can promise you guys that this story is word for word from a newspaper article.
Yeah, okay.
So it did happen. If you want, go to USA Today, and I believe they have a copy of this story. The USA Today is a very good newspaper for this kind of stuff, and it's also good to practice your reading. Would anybody else like to provide their thoughts on this story? Raphael, what do you think?
It's strange, you know, because this guy has his he's living a normal life right now, but it's relative, you know. Since the whole state is defending him, even with the fact he committed that crime. So yes, I think everyone deserves a second chance to you know, repair their mistakes. So if he had lived this time and he's a good person to society, there's no problems for living society.
True, and you know what? In a way, my thoughts are that if you have arrested a man, convicted him, and yet you choose not to incarcerate him, well, that's your mistake. You shouldn't make this other person pay for it. He asked his lawyer when it was going to happen. It didn't happen. Is it up to him to say, hey, wait a minute, guys, you forgot to pick me up? It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
I know if it was me, I would probably be sitting at home going like, what do I do?
I wonder, Simon, why all this time he was free.
I don't know. I don't know.
Simon, it seems strange because he was very long time free.
Yeah.
When his sentences is supposed to end, someone see that he has to be jailed.
Yeah, look, I admit this is strange stuff.
And also the judge was very kind with him. I don't know, maybe it's something under the desk.
Well, I think the judge kind of looked at it this way. You know what? The state screwed up. This guy has been living a good life for 13 years. He's obviously been rehabilitated through his own means. Why make a situation worse? Right? He's contributing to society. Now, do you think that might have been different if he had murdered somebody?
Maybe it's much different from Japanese case. American case, after a sentence, after being sentenced, once the criminal was released, right? Then next, someone called him to prison. But the Japanese case, after being sentenced in the court, the criminal will be brought to the prison directly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the way it's used to happen in the U.S. apparently, but not in this case. If it was me, guys, let's say I had been him, and they didn't do anything, they didn't come to arrest me, a week went by, a month went by, 6 months goes by, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quietly leave the country. I'd probably go down, try to go through Mexico. Wouldn't go to Canada because it's too cold up there, and once you're in Canada, well, that's it. But if you're in Mexico, then maybe keep going south and get to Brazil or someplace. Get as far away.
You can't move. You can't move from your place after being sentenced.
Well, this guy apparently could.
And this what makes the story strange.
Yeah.
After 13 years, his attorneys tried to fall down all the blamed on him. Is it usual in US after 13 years?
There's nothing usual about this story. Trust me, I've got some other stories that we're going to read that are a little bizarre. Just nothing is quite right about it. And what was it? The other case where a person was arrested. Maybe we'll read about this story in a few days. But a man was arrested and sent to prison for life without a chance of parole. He didn't commit a crime, but he lent his car to a friend that he thought was going to commit a crime. So he didn't commit the crime, but he lent his car to somebody who did.
Ah, yeah.
Now, there's two problems with that story. One, are you guilty if you didn't commit a crime? Can you be guilty by just association? And is the sentence too strong? That's for another day. But let me take a few minutes to wrap up here. For those of you unfamiliar with my academic English class, I call it academic because we practice all aspects of academic life. Reading, writing, listening, comprehension, all of that together. It's more than just reading. Okay? Very important. If you want to see which classes I'm teaching for the next week or so, here I've given you guys a link. I've just highlighted it. It takes you to my teacher page. And along the right side of the page, you can see the date, time, and subject that I'm teaching. So if we go there right now, what we can see is tomorrow I have a pronunciation class and a public speaking class. Okay. I have a Firkin Files class, idioms, and then a game class. And this is the rest of the week. Now I might change the Firkin Files class to something else. Let's see, has anybody reserved a spot? Nope. So I might change that to a another academic class, but I'll have a very bizarre story for you.
Hey.
But yeah, my teacher site does have a lot of useful information in there in terms of what's coming up, and you can also see my schedule too. Okay? So that's one of the easiest ways to find out. And it's not just me. If there are other teachers you like, go to their page, and you can see when their next classes are, instead of having to go through page after page and try to figure out when their classes are coming up. And of course, you guys know that you can reserve a spot if you want to make sure you can attend that class. I don't know what following does. You can follow me, but honestly, guys, I really don't know what it does. I don't know if you get notifications. I don't know if it does anything for me, but it's more important about what it does for you guys. So we're coming to the end of another class. Do you guys have any questions on this class or classes coming up?
No more questions?
No.
No? All right, guys. Well, then class is over. Another class will be starting shortly. Thank you so much for showing up, and I hope to see you tomorrow in my pronunciation class.
Thank you.
Thank you, Simon.
Bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.